Have you ever reached a place where love feels like a closed door, where your heart feels too broken or too tired to open again? Maybe you've loved and lost, given everything, only to be left with silence or pain. You've given up on love, convinced that it's no longer meant for you. If this is where you are today, know this: Jesus has never given up on you. It's a deep, aching kind of loneliness that creeps in when you believe you are unlovable, unworthy, or too damaged to be loved again. You might tell yourself, "I tried. I gave my heart away and it was broken. So why try again? Why risk the pain?" The shadows of past heartbreak can feel like permanent walls around your soul. Today, the 27th of June, I want to share a message that can change everything. Even when your heart feels empty and heavy, even when you've walked away from hope and closed the door on love, Jesus is standing right beside you, ready to hold you, heal you, and invite you back into the fullness of love. This isn't just a comforting thought or a spiritual cliché. It's a promise rooted in the deepest truths of faith and supported by countless stories of transformation throughout history. Let me introduce you to Anna's story. Anna was once full of hope and dreams for love. But betrayal cut deep, shattering her trust and leaving scars that made her retreat into silence. She closed herself off from connection, believing love was no longer for her. She lived in quiet loneliness, shielding herself from the possibility of more pain. But one day, in the midst of her brokenness, Anna encountered Jesus' relentless love that didn't wait for her to be perfect or ready. It met her where she was, with open arms and healing grace. She began to understand that Jesus' love is not conditional on our strength or perfection, but is freely given, endlessly patient, and powerfully restorative. This kind of love is described in 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 as patient and kind, not easily angered, and always protective and hopeful. It is a love that bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Studies back this up. According to a 2024 study published by the Barna Group, people who experience a spiritual connection with Jesus report higher emotional resilience and a greater capacity to love again even after deep wounds. Spiritual love becomes a source of healing that reshapes the heart. Imagine your heart as a locked garden, once vibrant with blossoms of joy and hope, but now overgrown with weeds of hurt and fear. Jesus doesn't just stand outside waiting for you to open the gate. He is already inside, tending the garden carefully, planting seeds of hope, healing, and new life. Today, you will begin to learn how to unlock that garden again, how to let Jesus' love restore your broken heart and help you open to love once more, not just with others, but with yourself. Before we go further, I want you to ask yourself, what made you give up on love? What pain or fear holds your heart captive? Where do you feel the walls have grown too high? Hold that question gently in your heart, because facing it is the first brave step toward healing and restoration. In the next part, we will explore why giving up on love happens and how Jesus' unconditional love breaks through even the deepest wounds to bring new hope and transformation. Why do we give up on love? It's often because of pain so sharp it feels unbearable: betrayal, rejection, broken promises. When our hearts are wounded deeply, closing off seems like the safest choice. We tell ourselves that if we don't open up again, we won't get hurt. But here's a truth that many miss. Giving up on love doesn't protect your heart. It traps it. It leaves the wounds raw and the loneliness heavy. Jesus understands this pain better than anyone. He walked among broken hearts, healed wounds invisible to the eye, and showed us a love so powerful it transforms even the darkest despair. His love is not a fleeting feeling, but a steady force that never turns away even when we have given up. Take David's story. After years of loneliness and failed relationships, David decided to stop looking for love. He convinced himself that he was better off alone, that his heart was too broken to be healed. Yet, he found himself drawn to the stories of Jesus' unfailing love. Slowly, David allowed that love to enter his life, to touch his wounds, and to begin the slow process of healing. Research in the field of psychology supports what David discovered. A 2022 study in the Journal of Psychology and Theology found that spiritual connection to Jesus correlates strongly with increased emotional healing and greater openness to love after trauma. This means that embracing Jesus' love can be a powerful catalyst for recovery and renewed hope. Imagine your heart again as that locked garden. The pain, fear, and disappointment have built thick walls around it. But Jesus' love is like a gentle gardener, breaking down the walls brick by brick, watering the soil and planting seeds of forgiveness, hope, and joy. This healing isn't instantaneous. It requires patience, faith, and sometimes the courage to face the pain head-on. But every step you take toward Jesus' love brings growth, new blossoms of trust, new shoots of connection, and the blossoming of a heart ready to love again. This is where the Healing Heart Framework comes in, a simple, practical way to open yourself to Jesus' restorative love. Acknowledge your pain. Don't hide from the hurt. Bring it honestly before Jesus in prayer. Accept Jesus' love. Receive His love as a gift, unearned and unconditional. Forgive yourself and others. Let go of bitterness that keeps the heart closed. Take small steps toward connection. Reach out in trust, starting with safe relationships. Nurture your soul. Engage in daily practices that reinforce your worth and love. David embraced these steps slowly, learning to trust again, to forgive, and to open his heart to love's possibility. Now I want to ask you, what pain or fear are you holding that makes you believe love has left you? Can you imagine opening just a small part of your heart to Jesus' healing love today? In the next part, we'll explore how to overcome the barriers that keep you from loving again, and how Jesus' example guides us toward courageous, healing love. One of the hardest parts about giving up on love is the fear that the pain will never end, that the wounds are too deep, the scars too raw to ever heal. You might ask yourself, how can I trust again? How can I open my heart when the risk of heartbreak feels unbearable? These fears create barriers, walls that keep love out and keep you safe. But these walls also keep joy, connection, and healing out. The truth is, love requires courage that begins with small steps and grows stronger with faith. Jesus didn't just teach about love from a distance. He showed us how to love courageously, even when faced with betrayal, rejection, and suffering. His love was radical. He loved sinners, outcasts, and the brokenhearted. And He loved them fiercely and faithfully, never giving up. Think about the story of Peter, one of Jesus' closest followers. Peter denied Jesus 3 times out of fear, yet Jesus didn't give up on him. After the resurrection, Jesus reached out to Peter, restoring him with words of love and commissioning him to love others boldly. Peter's story reminds us that no matter how many times we stumble, love's second chances are always possible. This is the heart of what I call the Courage to Love Systema spiritual framework, designed to help you rebuild trust, open your heart, and embrace love again with Jesus as your guide. Here are the key steps. Recognize your worth. Remember you are deeply loved by Jesus, unconditionally and eternally. Heal through forgiveness. Forgive those who hurt you, not to excuse their actions, but to free your heart. Embrace vulnerability. Allow yourself to be seen, flaws and all. Trusting Jesus' love will hold you. Practice patience. Healing and love take time. Be gentle with yourself. Build supportive relationships. Surround yourself with people who reflect Jesus' love and encouragement. Studies from the field of positive psychology emphasize that vulnerability and forgiveness are critical to emotional healing and cultivating healthy relationships. They strengthen your ability to trust and open up again. Consider Sarah's journey. After years of heartbreak, she learned to embrace Jesus' love and the Courage to Love framework. Slowly, she rebuilt trust with others and with herself. She found joy in small moments and courage to seek love again. Her heart, once closed and guarded, began to bloom. Now, I want to ask you, what small step of courage can you take today to open your heart a little more? Can you envision Jesus walking beside you as you take that step? In the next part, we will explore practical ways to nurture love daily and live out the truth that Jesus never gives up on you. Living with the pain of lost love can feel like walking a lonely path through a dense forest. The memories and wounds sometimes cloud the way forward, making it hard to see light or hope. But remember this: the path to healing and renewed love is real and accessible, and Jesus is your constant guide on this journey. In this part, I want to introduce you to what I call the path of renewal. This system is designed to help you rebuild your capacity to love, starting with yourself and growing outward to others. It's a journey marked by daily choices that nurture your heart and invite healing. The path of renewal begins with self-compassion. So often, when love fails or feels lost, we become our own harshest critics. We replay every mistake, every failure, and tell ourselves we're not worthy. But Jesus teaches a different way, one of grace and kindness toward ourselves. Next comes intentional healing. This means engaging in practices that restore your emotional well-being, whether through prayer, meditation, journaling, or seeking counsel from trusted friends or mentors. Healing isn't about forgetting your pain, but learning to live beyond it. Connection follows. True love grows in the fertile soil of healthy relationships. These are relationships where vulnerability is safe and kindness flows freely. By cultivating such connections, you prepare your heart to give and receive love authentically. Gratitude is another powerful step on this path. When you focus on the blessings in your life, even the smallest ones, you shift your perspective from what's lost to what remains and what can grow anew. Finally, the path requires courage. Courage to open your heart again, to risk vulnerability, and to trust that love will not abandon you this time. Let me share the story of Grace. After years of painful relationships, she felt hopeless about love. But when she embraced the path of renewal, she began practicing self-compassion, seeking healing, and building supportive connections. Over time, Grace's heart healed and blossomed with a new kind of love rooted in Jesus' unfailing commitment. Scientific research affirms these practices. Studies in the field of emotional resilience show that self-compassion, social support, and gratitude significantly improve recovery from emotional trauma and increase openness to love. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what step on the path of renewal feels right for you today? How can you show yourself kindness and courage as you move forward? Remember, healing and love are journeys, not destinations. Jesus never gave up on you, and He invites you to walk this path with Him every step of the way.